Namo Namaha and welcome back. So, in our last segment, we were finding out how to give orders and bark out commands using this tense called the imperative or the lod. Now, giving orders, barking out commands, that sort of thing, brings up an interesting question about politeness and respectfulness in Sanskrit language. And it's an important thing to consider. Basically, anywhere in South Asia, people are worried about politeness. Even in English, actually, it's there. It's an issue since the word you is actually the older English second person plural form. You, three or more. Thou was the original pronoun, second person singular pronoun. By the way, these are cognate with yuyam for you and dwam for thou. Over time, of course, this plural you was used to refer to people more politely, with respect, and thou became relegated as the kind of archaic form that you only see in Shakespeare and in the Bible, right? In Sanskrit, the question is going to be that if we had a form, if we said something like "tvam gaccha," are we being rude or are we being not rude? In the first millennium, there appears to be nothing terribly rude or overly familiar about using tvam and saying something like tvam gaccha. The epics, for example, almost never use any other method to refer to the second person when Rama is speaking to Dasharatha or something like that. In the second millennium, though, we do start to get two different phenomena. First, there's the pronoun bhavan or bhavati, which is based on the gender of who you're talking to. And this is used in a respectful way to substitute for tvam. Since the pronoun itself means respected sir or respected lady, bhavan, bhavati, this is going to be treated as a third person pronoun. Bhavan gacchati, bhavati gacchati. The respected sir is going, the respected lady is going. If you wanted to make a polite command in the second millennium now, we often see bhavati khadatu. Let the good lady please eat. Or bhavan khadatu, let the good sir please eat. Meanwhile, tvam gets more and more exclusively relegated for people that you know very well, or for children, or for gods or the goddess, right? Basically anyone with whom you want to establish an intimacy with. Tvam khada, you eat. Bhavati khadatu, may the good lady eat. There's a third level of hyper-politeness that you'll sometimes encounter, sometimes in text, more often in spoken situations. Today, it's generally reserved actually for the most elite gurus or elders, and this is to use bhavan or bhavati, not in the singular, but in the plural, bhavantaha or bhavantyaha, depending on the gender. So you can say bhavantyaha pibantu, let the good ladies drink. This would mean, please drink, you, singular. One of the most natural and widespread ways, however, to make a polite honorific is to use bhavan or bhavati, or tvam even, but then put it in a passive construction. So if you said in the present tense, bhavata gamyate, it is gone by the good sir, or if you said bhavatya gamyate, it is gone by the good lady, this would be the same as saying, you are going. And if we wanted to give a command to go, to eat, to drink, to do any other verb, we can take this passive stem now, gamya, and then make that into an imperative. Remember, the way to do that is to use the atmanepada with the passive all the time, always. So we take our atmanepada imperative endings. So for gum, we first make our passive stem gamya, and then we're going to add tam to get gamyatam. Bhavata gamyatam, let it be gone to by you. Bhavatya gamyatam, let it be gone to by you, feminine. Khadyatam, let it be eaten. Drishyatam, let it be seen. Shruyatam, let it be heard. Here the verb shru elongates to make that passive stem. Shruyatam. The passive imperative, the karmani lot, as we would call it, will always now agree with the object that the action is being done to, while the person who's doing the action is put into the instrumental. So you can say, Sitaya phalam khadyatam, let the fruit be eaten by Sita. Or you can say, Bhavadbihi parvataha drishyatam, let the mountain, the parvata, be seen by you, three or more, you all. You can use the ending tam because it'll agree with the singular parvataha. If there were two mountains, you would say bhavadbihi parvatau drishyetam. Let the two mountains be seen by you. Or Ramena Rakshasaha Hanyantam. Let the demons, 3 or more, be killed by the one Ramaha. Right? If there's an intransitive verb with no object, then you would use an understood third person singular pronoun tat, right? To get something like Bhavata Hasyatam. Let it be laughed by you, by the good sir, Bhavata. The passive imperative is almost always going to be conjugated in the third person, unless the command is to do something to me, let's say, or to us. So you could say to your teacher, Hey Guru, Krupaya Bhavata Vayam Pathyamahai. Please let us be taught by you, good sir. Or similarly, you might want to say, let you be spoken to by good people. Good person is sajjanaha. So we could say sajjanaihi tvam uchyasva. Let you be spoken to by good people. Here, uchya is your passive stem for the root vach, and it's conjugated to agree with tvam. Tvam uchyasva. Okay, so that's more or less it in terms of the passive imperative, the karmani lod, and how it kind of plays into the growing world of decorum and politeness in second millennium South Asia. As we close this mini unit on the imperatives and turn to other topics dealing with the present system, I wanted to mention one other detail about imperatives, which is the negation of them. How to say, don't do X. The negation of any normal present tense verb, remember, is going to be na, right? Kadati, he, she, it eats. Na kadati, he, she, or it doesn't eat. The negation for imperatives is going to be ma, and it doesn't matter the person or number. Ma kadatu, don't eat. Ma pibatu, don't drink. Ma vada, don't speak. Ma ninda, don't ridicule someone. Ma hasantu bhavantaha, let you all not laugh, please. Okay, with that, let's stop here. And when we come back, we'll take a look at yet another tense that's formed off of the present stems. This is the optative, or the vidhiling, which is a bit more straightforward grammatically, but semantically maybe gets a little bit trickier. So until then, thank you for watching. See you next time. Punarmilamaha. Dhanyavadaha.